And so the AI health checks very different than our guardrails. So the guardrails in our gateway watches the users, agents, LLMs, and other AI in real time. So it prevents data from going out and it checks the tokens as they're coming in. AI health check's different. It's this ongoing assessment, continuous monitoring, if you will, but it's a deep enumeration of the model. So, we are scanning the model, but we're really scanning the model to see if it's deviated since the last time you've used the model. This is important in multiple ways. You might be using GPT-4, and they update it and they don't call it another model, and you don't know the weights have changed, and you're using it for your agent, and you're seeing a different, you're starting to see data drift, or you're seeing the answers come out different. So you want to be able to, especially when you're looking at fulfilling the requirements for security, privacy, reliability, and AI ethics, you really want to have a good handle of what your LLM is doing, along with the tools your agent's using, and you want to scan for these deviations. So you can create a new scan, pretty straightforward. The type of scan you're going to do all means it runs all of these: compliance, copyright, data drift, hallucination, policy, reliability, trustworthiness, and violation. That's usually the one you're going to run on a newer model, but maybe you just care about compliance, or maybe you just care about hallucination, or maybe you care about violation. So it's up to you. You name the scan, you provide a description, you select the patient, and that's the model you're actually going to evaluate. So you can come in here, you can do your first party models, third party, your agents if you've got them set up, and then who's going to judge the response. And I'm going to show you why that's important here in a little bit. But the idea is that you're going to select a patient, and then you're going to use a state of the art AI judge. You might already have an AI judge set up in your environment, so you don't really need to worry about that. And then a data set. What's going to be your baseline data set? You can manage data sets, upload them here. Also, if you want to do this on an ongoing basis, and this is really important if you're thinking about doing very critical LLMs and agents. So let's say it's something that's very mission oriented and it's not allowed to deviate. So you might be doing daily scans or weekly, and you can schedule the time and then create that scan. I'm not going to do that. I already have one here. I'm not going to spend a lot of time. Here's a test that we ran. The type, it was a data drift. And then when it was created, who was created by, the patient was GPT-4o mini, and the judge was GPT-4o, and you can delete it after the scan comes in. You can see we have 12 critical errors, 3 moderate, 1 minor, and 11 acceptable. And if you want to dig a little bit deeper into there, you can see the evaluation criteria. So you can see, this is the previous versus latest. So you're actually looking at your previous scan results compared to your latest. And you can see what assertions are done down here with the data set, synaptic similarity and n-gram, what are actually run from an algorithmic perspective or function perspective. And you can see that. And then how the patient's responses are actually set up, and the state of the art responses on how they're set up also. So you can come in here, we can look at some scans, and you can hit view report here, and same thing, shows a number of critical issues. You can see semantic similarity, the score, average rating, the time, the questions, and what the answer was and why it was deviated. So you can see why it was only 90%. You can see this one, why this is 91%, and then a minor issue down here. You can see where it might have come through and answered incorrectly. Like, here's critical. This is what you expected, and this is what you got. And so you know that there's a significant data drift there. And this is where you can come in and look at how the model is responding from a data perspective, and then you can decide whether or not you need to update the model weights to change the model. Is it adversarial? It gives you this chain of custody that you can look into the model and find these vulnerabilities and these issues. It's not the only place you have to do it too. So if you really you're used to working out of directly from the LLM perspective, you can also do that here. So you can come down here and go to LLM settings. And what's going to happen there is you can see you can actually do AI health check. It's going to load the scans. You can do a new scan, and all of the models and agents that you have set up here, you can run the scans on the fly here. So you're able to do all your agents, all your models, all in one area. And obviously that's important if you're just, am I going to use GPT-4 or am I going to use Cohere? And then it gives you a good idea on how you set that up. And you can also then set your default privacy model. We use Gliner, but you can set it up any way you want. And then your privacy model, Soda, would be Llama. So you can set that up any way you want. You can see your current credits, and you can also switch your token options from here.